Being a servant of Viennese aristocrats, he wrote the music that was to their taste, light, full of childish joy, love, bliss, and eternal youth. Not only Austrian nobility, but also English kings, Italian doges, and French emperors liked him. They called him Great Haydn, but he answered, "The most horrible poverty made me the man I am." Haydn, the son of Matthias Haydn, a craftsman, was born in the town of Rohrau, eastern Austria, in 1732. At an early age, the boy showed a beautiful voice and an aspiration for music lessons. And the parents let 6-year-old Joseph go to Hainburg, where his father's cousin, the conductor of a local church choir, lived. The boy went to school for 2 years, and after the lessons, he sang in the choir, learned to play the violin and the harpsichord, took part in the city musical events. He didn't have time for childish pastimes at all. In 1740, the bandmaster of St. Stephen's Cathedral in Vienna came to Hainburg to look for new choristers and took the boy to the capital. The life in Vienna turned out to be hard. The choristers starved and looked forward to any possibility to sing outside the church walls, at the wedding or funeral where they could be provided with a good meal. Nevertheless, Joseph had an opportunity to continue his education under good teachers. He successfully sang soprano parts, not only in the cathedral, but also at the court, till the age of 18. And when his voice began to crack, the bandmaster cited a trivial thing as an excuse and dismissed Joseph from the choir. Haydn borrowed some money, rented a small room, bought an old harpsichord, a couple treatises on the theory of music, and started to study them all on his own. I mainly composed at night, though I didn't know if I had any talent for composition or not, and I wrote down my music diligently, but not quite correctly. Sometimes he had customers. They were nobles who wanted cheerful plays for home musical evenings. In 1759, Count Morsen, a Viennese aristocrat, offered him a regular job of a bandmaster. Haydn composed his first symphonies for the Count's choir. Once he started to earn a stable income, the composer began to think of marriage. He had been in love for quite a long time with one of his pupils, the daughter of a Viennese hairdresser named Therese Keller, but he wasn't able to link his life with hers. The girl decided to become a nun. Then the 28-year-old Joseph married her sister Maria Anna, though he didn't harbor any tender feelings and affection for her. The marriage turned out to be a failure. Maria couldn't have children, was harsh and shrewd, and besides indifferent to music. She did everything to vex her husband, and she often used his compositions as separating paper for pastry. In 1761, Joseph Haydn got an offer from Prince Paul Esterházy, a representative of the old Hungarian family who adored music and theater. The composer signed a contract that obliged him to run the orchestra, to compose music for it, to organize concerts in the castle, and to be virtuous, setting a good example for his musicians. Haydn served the Esterházys for 29 years, coming from one prince to another as an inheritance. And though he was a servant and left the prince's estate seldom, he was satisfied with his destiny. He had a certain freedom of creation. The members of the orchestra always respected him, and a considerable salary let him buy a house later. During his long creative life, Joseph Haydn composed numerous symphonies. The most famous of them is the Farewell Symphony, 3 oratorios, among them The Creation, 24 operas, string quartets, and a lot of works in different genres. His music got fame. The orders came from Vienna, London, and Naples. In 1790, Prince Anton Esterházy, who was indifferent to art, disbanded the orchestra. After that, the composer was able to live in Vienna and meet his outstanding contemporaries. He got acquainted and made friends with Mozart, whom he respected for his talent infinitely. Soon the 58-year-old composer went to London, where he received a warm welcome in the highest circles. An honorary doctor's degree was conferred on him by Oxford University. Though Haydn found it difficult to manage as he didn't know English, it didn't prevent him from enjoying popularity with London ladies. One of them, Rebecca Schroeter, made the composer regret that he had been already married. At the same time, Haydn corresponded with two other women that were dear to him. After returning to Vienna, the 60-year-old Haydn received the 22-year-old Beethoven, who wished to take lessons from him. They didn't have friendly relations. The rebelling Beethoven didn't like the respectable Haydn. During the last years of his life, the composer, who had always been healthy, felt that his mental and physical strength was leaving him. Declining invitations, he sent visiting cards with the following text: "Gone is all my strength. Old and weak am I." In 1809, 76-year-old Joseph Haydn died. Just before it, the French troops entered Vienna. To show his protest against the invaders, the dying musician played the Austrian national anthem every day. In spite of this fact, Napoleon put a guard in front of Haydn's house so that the great composer couldn't be disturbed.